UTME is like approximately a week from now. This exam is very, very important. It determines whether you gain admission or you write UTME again next year. And there are some few mistakes and then some things I should do. There's some few mistakes that you should definitely avoid during this period, and there are also some few things that you should actually ensure that you do during these few weeks so that you be able to like cross your T's and dot your I's. In this video, I'll be sharing some of those things that you should do. Hi, my name is Pelumi, a second year medical student of the University of Ibadan. I post educational content, self-development content that will be able to students. If you're up for that, kindly hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you'll be updated every single time I post new content. Without further ado, let's get into the video. I would like to believe that most people watching this video have been preparing before this time. You've spent a large chunk of your time reading before now, because if you want to like start studying now for the exam, it's like way too late. I'm sorry to say that it's like way too late, because you have physics, chemistry, biology, or maths and other things, and you can't cover every single topic even though you've studied them during UTME. 1 week is like too small for you to actually sit down and study them. So if you haven't studied them at all, I'm sorry, this video is definitely not for you. Now, for those that have spent time preparing for this exam, I will advise that all you should do now should be just revision. And you might be the type that when you are studying you jot things down, or you might be the type that when you study you might not jot things down, but then it's always preferable that you actually jot things down. So for those that have studied before and they have their jottings, I will advise that you ignore your textbook or whatever and then pick up your jotter and start to like go through them, because this will give you enough time to actually like cover, at least touch a lot of topics, because your jottings are more like short forms of basically what you've studied. So I'll advise that you actually go through those revision, just through your jotter, so you will like cover a lot and you like have an idea about most of the topics. And then for those that didn't jot, you can just ask your friend, join aspirant group, ask your friends and ask them to like share their jotter with you, photocopy it, and then you start to go through it. So basically what I'm trying to tell you now is that do not start to open each textbooks at this point to try and like be doing revision. The time will most likely not be enough. Another thing I would advise you to do is practice questions. This is one major mistake most aspirants or listeners to like make. I made the same mistake in my first post UTME. Practice questions, because your encounter with the particular question should not be the first time of you encountering a question, should not be in the exam. It should be before the exam. Now the question might not be repeated, but then the whole concept, the whole workings will definitely be repeated. So make sure you practice enough questions before going for the exam, so that you won't start to figure it out in the exam, or you already have like a template already and you just apply it. That will ensure that you have enough time, and then it also like saves you time, and it saves you unnecessary tension as well too. So make sure you practice enough questions, practice a lot of questions before you go for your exam, at least during this 1 week. Another thing is, do not study new topic during this period of time. Studying new topic will open you to tension, because this topic is like entirely different, is entirely strange. Peradventure you haven't like studied it at all before, even when you were preparing for your UTME. So this will create a lot of tension. You might even be finding it difficult to actually even like assimilate that particular topic, and if that is the case, then tension sets in, and then even most of the important stuff that you already know, that you already studied, you'll be finding it difficult to like recollect because of the tension that already built up. For example, now in my anatomy exams, one of the questions that we were asked was on a particular topic, lymphatic drainage, and I actually studied this thing, but then because the time was not enough and I was tensed, I couldn't even like just try and make myself like recall most of the things I've read. Now what I'm trying to say in this aspect is, reading new topic creates tension, and tension is bad for you. Tension more like diminishes your capability. So make sure that you avoid any single thing that will cause you tension during this short period of time. This is a very major exam, and the fact that it's a very major exam itself is enough tension on its own. So don't add extra tension to it by studying new topic. If there's any topic that is new, just you can use your past question to tackle it. Or best method you can probably use if you are still not you don't want to leave it to chances. Ask your friends around that know the topic very well. Ask them to like just run through it for you. Some of them will definitely know likely areas that they will ask you. So rather than you reading the textbook and just going through the whole details, including those that you might not be asked, your friends will probably just summarize everything and give you the things that you need. So don't read new topics to avoid tension. Also, join brainstorming and aspirant group. Now, join brainstorming and aspirant groups, you'll be exposed to a lot of informations. Aside from the informations, there will be some of them that are purchased, like a past question, a PDF past question, that you can just ask them to send it to you, and then that way you're already gaining a lot of this you can actually gain from the brainstorming session. Aside from the fact that some of them will be brainstorming likely questions, you tend to like form friendship from there, which you might also find very helpful after you've gained admission. Make sure you attempt at least 1 or 2 mocks before your exam. Now, 1 or 2 standard mocks before your exam. Attending mock exams will put you in the same scenario that you will be when you are writing your exams. Oh, I forget to mention, for you at UTME, you are not allowed to use calculator. So anytime you are practicing questions or you are going to for a standard UI mock exams, you will not be using calculator. So that will set you in the same condition that you will be in your exam. So attempt mock exams, at least 2 during this period, so you'll be acclimatized, because the outcome of an exam is not just limited to what you know alone. It's limited to how you manage your time, your approach to questions. For example, now in an exam you have physics, chemistry, biology. If your strongest suit is biology, you know that you can answer biology within like 10 minutes. Attempt your biology first. Don't start with English or go and start with something that will probably waste your time. So, and the only way you know all these things is when you've attempted mock exams. You'll be able to like know where you need to work on and where you need to like do more revisions. So make sure you attend mock exams. Do mock exams, and most mock exams that you have now is actually like very cheap. You have 400 naira and something. So make sure that you attend at least 2 mock exams before your exam. Now, lastly, try to attend final revision tutorials. There are a lot of tutorials around that are organizing like revision classes for UTME students, for post-UTME students. So if you see something like that, attend it if you can afford it. And there are actually some that are actually doing it for free as well too. So just make sure you attend some of these final revision exams tutorials, because there are some details that you might miss out while you are studying. Some of these tutors that will be coming around to like teach you already have the experience, so they will most likely mention those areas, and then from there you can gain it, and then you'll be able to like make it everything in the exam. So those are the few tips I have for you in your exam, and then some of the don'ts that I have as well too. So I wish you best of luck in your exams, and see you guys in my next video.